Hi, this is Tanya from Love Butter back with the card of today. First of all, can I just say thank you to every single one of you who sent me messages yesterday? There was quite a few, so the cards really resonated there. Like I say, they were very strange cards, but thank you for sharing your stories with me. I read every single one of them. I haven't had a chance yet to reply, but I will do today. I will reply personally today to all of them. But thank you so much. And it's really nice to know that even if things aren't sort of fitting with me, that the message that's coming across is actually helping you in some way or another, because that's what we're here for. So thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Um, and on that note as well, I'm going to call this week Weird Week, because yesterday the cards were very, very strange, and today they're just as strange. Two cards again come out. The cards are flying all over. But like I say, Weird Week. I think this is where we're going with this one. Quite similar in a way to yesterday's cards, some of the messages in them, because the cards for today that I've pulled, the first one is the Lovers, and the second one is the Two of Cups. So these cards are both around relationships, both around love. Now, when the Lovers comes in, this is like I say, they're lovely cards. They really, really are lovely cards. But I'm still feeling the confusion and the choices that we sort of were presented with yesterday. So although this Lovers card is a very, very high energy card, it does speak of love on a very, very deep level. But again, it comes with choices and decisions here. In traditional tarot, in sort of old school tarot, in the Lovers card, it was a man that had to make a choice between two women. One of them was seen as quite demure and sort of vulnerable and very girly, and the other one was seen as a bit of a harlot, or, a little bit more dangerous. But in that card, the man stood between the two of them, and there was one on either side, and it was about making a decision, and having to choose. And it's about choosing what it is we want, rather than going for what we feel is good for us, if that makes sense. So it's sometimes we get torn on a path, and again, this is like yesterday, the battle between the head and the heart. So our head, sorry, logically will tell us that this is our best course of action, this is the path that we should take, and this is the right thing to do, or this is the right thing in society's view of what to do. Our heart doesn't listen to the rules, and our heart takes us wherever it wants to take us, and it doesn't matter how much we practice with our head, our heart and our feelings are still there, no matter how much we try and block them. So this was very linking to yesterday's card. So, like I say, the Lovers coming in is a beautiful card. It talks about a really, really strong bond. And I don't like to use the term soulmate or anything like that, but I do believe we all have soul contracts, which I'm going to actually talk about in a second. But when this card comes up, it does mean that love is there. Love is being presented to you. Love is there, and it is serious stuff. This isn't just a flirt, and this isn't just something like that. It's something that goes much, much deeper. But the thing is, there's fear around this as well, and I think the fear is around this decision and this choices. So there is a risk involved with this, but as I always say, if we don't take that risk, I feel that we're risking so much more. So when this card comes in, I really want you to let go of any ego-based judgments, and just be vulnerable, be trusting of the other person, but also of the universe. So just trust and surrender. Don't let fear come in. Don't let any other sort of judgments come in. Deepak Chopra, was reading a thing the other day, and Deepak Chopra had said that every decision that we make is a choice between a grievance or a miracle, you know? So he said, relinquish the grievance and choose the miracle every time. The strange thing about that is that Marianne Williamson, who is another great spiritual teacher, speaks of a miracle and explains that a miracle is the shift when we shift from fear to love. So both of them saying very same things there, but just in different words. And this is exactly what is true with this card, the Lovers. You know, go with love, not with fear. We work within our lives, and with every situation, we work from two different levels. We work from either a love base or we work from a fear base. When we are working from a love base, we are following our heart, we are following our soul. The rules that society is instructed in us don't mean nothing, you know. We go with what feels right, you know, and that is our greatest gift, you know, that we have, that we can actually go with that, you know. Things, when we work from a love place, things flow, you know. There's no tension. It's, you know, it's, we know that we're doing the right thing. We know that this is what spirit or the universe want us to do, so we happily go along with it because we know that the universe always has our back. When we work from a fear base, we have tension, we have discord, we have judgments either of ourselves or from other people. We predict the future and see what could go wrong with it. You know, there's all of these, it's confusion. When we work from a fear base, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't flow. It feels like your stomach's in knots, you know. Nothing seems to go right, you know. It seems, to be honest, it's a pretty miserable day outside today. And when you're working from a fear base, even if the sun's shining, it seems pretty miserable. When you're working from a love base, it could be rain and thunder, lightning, whatever, but you're feeling it and you're feeling the energy. So I hope that explains the fear and love thing, you know. And I would say always choose love, because love is what will fulfill you, love is what will sustain you, and love is what will get you through. You know, um, fear is what will hold you back. So that's the thing. Love sets you free, fear keeps you imprisoned in a way, right? Okay, sorry, they've just given me that there. So this is the Lovers card, okay? I often see that as sort of a bit like the Garden of Eden as well. You know, I always see that. So I feel that there could be a temptation here as well. You know, and what I found interesting when I first initially looked at these cards, if we look at the Lovers card there, okay, they're surrounded by foliage, and it looks like they've actually walked into it, you know, so it's not just behind them. When we look at this card here, they're out of the foliage. So the first thing that I got here is I feel that this could be something that's been hidden, or that's been kept hidden around it. And then this card comes in, and this is now it's out in the open. Don't know if that makes sense to any of you. Can you see sort of where I'm going there? I've never seen this before with these cards, but this is what it's showing me today. So now we come to the Two of Cups, which again, beautiful card. It talks of a union, it's love, it's relationships, you know, it's a mutual attraction, it's a meeting of minds. Some say it's a soulmate card. Like I say, I don't really like to use that term too much because I think people get it mixed up, you know, but this is an attraction and this is a connection on a higher level. If we have a look at them there, you know, the two of them, it's like they're raising a toast to each other, you know. And I really feel that this is coming in after this choice is made, that we have with the Lovers, that we had with the King of Cups and the King of Swords yesterday. I really feel this choice is to be made, and this is, you know what, okay, this is it now. You're toasting to the future, although you don't know what the future may bring, but it's like doing it together, if that makes sense, you know. Because this card, often when I see it, it's like two become one, if that makes sense, rather than it actually being a really cheesy Spice Girls song. Sorry, that song just came into my head there. But yeah, this is talking about an understanding, a deep harmony, and it this is about souls, whenever we meet somebody, we have a soul contract with them, especially somebody that we have a loving relationship with. Um, and we signed up for this contract before we were born, so we knew how it was going to work out. And sometimes these soul contracts are quite confusing, and both parties have their own karma that they need to sort out, and their own chaos that they need to sort out before this soul contract can come sort of into fruition, if that makes sense. So if you are, which I know a few of you are, if you are going through a period at the moment where it's like, I know that this is right, I know this is meant to be, but at the moment it's not, and at the moment there's too many blocks or whatever, please try and let go of any attachment to any outcomes with this. If you are feeling that bond and if you are feeling that connection, then take that with you. Take that with you daily, even if that person isn't there with you, in the physical sense. If you are feeling that connection, then it is. So really try and not predict an outcome. It's very hard when we live in sort of a human world in a 3D life, but when we're sort of tuned in on a like 5D level, then that is when we know what things are, we know how they feel. So really try and let go of any sort of human expectations of what is going to happen with this. What will happen is what is meant to happen and what you signed up your soul contract for long before you actually even put here, so I really hope that makes sense. I don't know if I've just made it more confusing or what, but this card it's telling you to keep your heart chakra open. When we get pain, or when we are grieving for a love, or when we miss somebody or somebody's not there, it's very easy to close our heart chakra down, and this can cause a lot of problems for us, within life, within other relationships, and just in the way we feel about ourselves. So really try and keep our heart chakra open. Any blocks around this, are caused by pain, and it's feel the feelings. Feel the feelings. If you're feeling pain because of something has hurt you on an emotional or relationship sense, then feel that pain, because it is real. Because if you love somebody enough or love something enough, then you are going to feel pain if that's not there. That's normal. Don't try and pop a pill to get rid of it. Don't try and sort of, jump on Plenty of Fish or whatever to try and find somebody else to fill that place. Experience the pain, because the pain is actually a beautiful thing, because it shows how much that you do love or have loved somebody, and with this card, I want to say that it's not over. This card, I really feel it's about, there's reconciliation coming in with this. There's healing coming in with this card as well. Like I say, they're now sort of out of the woods, and they're now in the sort of daylight. There's they're looking at each other. There's this inner knowing, but both have been through their own little journeys in order for them to come back again, So there's a deepening bond coming in with this as well. And I really want to just say that, like, keep doors open. That's what I want to say with this, because I really feel doors will be opening around this. I've just looked at the time there, and it's 14:14. I'm gonna have to 14:14 wishes come true, right? Okay, that's oh, be careful what you wish for as well. That's often linked with 14:14, so with this, I really want you to keep your heart open, carry on loving, even if the person isn't there to receive this, because they will get that on a higher level as well. And I want you not to worry. And I really, like I say, don't attach yourself to any outcome. When we are projecting outcomes, this is when we get ourselves all chewed up. This is when it starts to affect us. This is when we're not in alignment, So really just trust in the universe. The universe has your back. Everything is happening how it's meant to. If you love someone, carry on loving them. If you have this decision, which I do feel there's a decision to be made around this, then, really start to think with your heart rather than your head. And as I said, make that shift from fear to love, and you will just find that I feel everything will then fall into place a lot better than what it has been recently. Once we make that shift, it's then we're going with what our soul wants us to do, what the universe wants us to do. And as I said, it's suddenly opening doors. So I'm getting a lot of pictures of doors opening there at the moment. So I hope that made sense. Like I say, it's a weird week, quite intense cards they are. But the ones who I have received messages of, I hope that they sort of give you a little bit help around that as well, I really like those cards though. There's a big shift going on, and I really feel a big shift is going on this month in April as well. Lot of energies, a lot of stuff being brought back from the past as well, So I'm gonna go because I could just ramble on about these cards forever. I will be back tomorrow with the card of today. If anybody wants a reading from me, I do have availability today. I won't have after tomorrow, but I do have today. So please get in touch, and I will try and squeeze you in. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, and carry on letting me know how these cards are sort of working for you, because like I say, there is a strange energy coming in with them. I'm sorry if my readings aren't flowing as much as they usually do. I'm getting a lot of messages coming through while I'm actually talking, so it's trying to sort of take them on board and sort of get them out in the same way that I'm getting them as well. So I hope you like them cards. Love is in the air, but I don't feel it's easy, but I do feel it's worth it. That makes sense. Right. Okay, I will see you tomorrow with the cards of today. Satnam.